Hey, everybody, I'm Jane.
And I'm Sarah.
And you're listening to the Medium Curious podcast, the show that wants you to know that the answer to the universe is 6 times 7.
Oh, that's good. I'm doing a lot of third grade math these days, so.
I know you are.
Yeah. Yeah, and our episode today is called Medium I Am, and you'll see why.
Yeah, just hanging out in the land of 42.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Jane. Do you have some amazing stuff to dazzle me with today?
Yes,
okay.
I do. For sure.
This is our 42nd episode, and that's your favorite number, right?
It is my favorite number.
Why? Can you tell me?
Well, it's funny because it's been my favorite number since I was super little.
Oh.
Yeah. So like I would try to get it on my softball jersey, or I was just like sort of obsessed with it. And then I think in college, we all read The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I haven't read that.
Yes, I know. Because you didn't know why 42 was the answer to the universe.
No. So will you explain that?
Well, it's just pretty fun. It's kind of a romp. I haven't read it in a long time, so I don't know it. I don't remember it especially well, but what happens is that like basically the answer to the ultimate question of life, the universe and everything is 42.
Okay. You're going to have to go a little deeper than that.
There's a supercomputer that figures it out. So
42?
42.
Okay. Huh.
And so you'll see it at lots of Easter eggs in movies. And so 42 is like very much around. Like people, I'm not the only one. It's a thing. It's got its own kind of magic. And I was chatting to ChatGPT about it. Like, why do I love this number so much? And a lot of it is kind of the balance of it. You know, 2 is half of 4, and 4 times 2 is 8, which is the infinite number.
Oh,
so
yeah.
For numbery people like me, it feels balanced and it feels joyful. And so I thought today what we could do is kind of think about and bring what all of our like answers to the universe, or
which we know there are none.
There are none. We know that. But also like, you know, what is it that makes us feel that feeling? So like I'm saying 42 makes me feel a certain way, which is like balanced and like everything is okay. But let me ask you this before we get into our other wisdom. Do you have a favorite number?
You know, when I started believing in all of these synchronicities and signs, I started just looking for 17, which is my birthday.
Oh.
But then, yes, you know, like whenever I need it and I'm driving around, like every license plate will have a 17 on it, or I'll just start to see it everywhere. So that it brings me comfort now whenever I see it. Number 17.
That's cool.
Which I guess if you add 7 plus 1, that's 8, which is the infinity symbol as well.
Look at that. Oh my God. We found each other again.
There we go.
There it is. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I think it's like almost like we're working it out with kind of the everything. Like here's kind of what I need, everything. You know, like I need rainbows. And recently it's very springy and rainbowy where I live. And I will just be like, oh man, this is too much. Or, you know, the world just feels really intense. And I'll just be like, can I have a rainbow today? And turn around. There's a rainbow.
And you'll get it. Well, you live in the land of rainbows.
I do.
That's so lovely.
It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. So going back to what we talked about bringing here today, I just asked you if you wouldn't mind thinking about some wisdom. And you said you brought some quotes, yeah?
I just collected all kinds of quotes. I love quotes. If I read a quote, it just puts me in the present moment, you know, and just has me stop and think, which is sometimes just what I need to do. Like, listen to this one. Nature always wears the colors of spirit.
Oh,
that's
so
Ralph Waldo
beautiful.
Emerson. Isn't that beautiful? Nature always wears the colors of spirit.
Oh, good grief. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So true.
Yeah. That's why we love being in nature. That's why we feel connected to spirit when we're in nature.
That's crazy. That's so good. The wearing of the colors is super charming. It's like that's the Technicolor dream coat of spirit
Of
is
nature.
nature.
Yeah. And spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And here's another one. Socrates, can't go wrong with him.
Nope.
The unexamined life is not worth living.
Yeah.
So that brings me to the thinking of I am a student of myself, right? And doing this work as a medium, you have to really be a student of yourself in order to have any success at bringing spirit through for other people.
Yeah. You have to know your own like energy field bubble. You have to know your own kind of weirdness and charm. You have to know where you end and begin so that when someone else is near, you know that they are a separate topic.
There's so many layers to that for me. And you can't ever really fully know yourself because it's always unfolding. It's always a journey. You never quite get there completely.
Yeah.
But that's what this says, the unexamined life. It doesn't mean the solved life. It's
the figured it out life.
the figured out life. It's the unexamined life.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. I mean, I had a whole like bunch of philosophy classes in college, and I found the whole I guess it's just that journey I've been on. Like, what is it? What are we doing? Why are we here? Like, what is this whole like multiverse that we're living in?
I trip out on that sometimes because we come in here with these limited perspectives, our own little blinders on, and everybody's perspective is completely different. It's individual, it's unique. And I just think that's totally wild.
Totally.
We aren't allowed the full complete picture. No one has that in the little bodies that they're running around in.
I mean, it's totally the Truman Show. Like they're like in some kind of ball that has a bunch of cameras. I don't understand it. And it is really a trip. And my husband always jokes that like he can't believe that we all agree enough on a version of reality that we can drive in traffic. Like he's always just like amazed at how successful we all are in cars because you do have to agree on
that's right.
a lot of rules and a lot of realities to drive near each other with metal cars.
But the consequence of not doing that is there's
crashing.
Some steep consequence. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a bit why things are so disorienting right now is because a lot of realities are starting to like diverge and crash, but really diverge.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful.
Okay, here's another one. I close my eyes in order to see. That's Paul Gauguin.
And then he paints.
You know his art, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a huge lover of art.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait.
He led kind of a life in turmoil at the end, but
I mean, yeah, a lot of artists do. God bless us. Yeah, you know what? It's so sweet that you brought that one today because I think I mentioned this recently too of like, I love watching mediums work when they close their eyes.
Yeah. Like that's exactly how I work. I always close my eyes.
Yeah.
I've been in some schools of thought or gotten some feedback like you need to learn how to work with your eyes open. I was like, oh, I could. I could do that, but I really enjoy closing my eyes and seeing. It's so much more helpful.
You're Gauguining it right now. Damn it.
So I read that. I was like, oh, I totally get that. You close your eyes and it's your inner world. And I invite spirit into my inner world.
Yes. And then you can see more clearly because you don't have all these traffic distractions that are happening around you. Well,
I want to share on the mind today, Jane.
I do. It's funny because there's like one highway here that's 2 lanes, so I don't really know what's in my mind. But a quick story this week, I got the chance to do an in-person reading for someone, and she asked if the resident 7-year-old could come in afterwards and ask me some questions about God and
Oh,
enlightenment. And like, it was crazy. I was like trying my best not to cry because it was so
seven's such a
beautiful.
cute age. I love that
She's
age.
like, can you talk to God? And I was like, yes. And she was like, what?
Oh, the
Her
earnestness. I
little
love it.
face. What? But what if God says something bad? I'm like, no. You're talking to the good one. God is a safe plan. We were just having so much fun. But she was asking if she could talk to animals. And I said, yeah, you can. You can talk to animals. And so she was tuning in to my 8 dogs who she
Oh,
has met at the dog park. And she's tuning in, and her little face, she's closing her eyes, and her just porcelain little face. I was dying. It was so beautiful. But she reminded me of you. Just like she's closing her eyes and her little blonde hair. And I was just like, oh my gosh. I will never forget it. It was so precious.
did she get a message? Did
She
she hear
did.
them?
She
What?
did.
Is it the
She
universal
said,
thing that dogs all want?
treats. But it was good. It was very true.
That's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah, I think
good.
it's a safe bet.
Yeah, but we can celebrate those hits.
Absolutely.
Oh wait, hey, since we're there, can I share
Yeah,
this poem?
definitely. I love
Okay,
poems.
so it's Kahil Jabram on children.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, I'm going to start crying though.
No, it's okay. You can cry. You are. You're already crying.
I am crying. Let me try it. On children, Kahil Gibram. Your children are not your children. I can't do
Boo-hoo.
it. I can't
I
do
know.
it. It's too good. Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backwards, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children are living arrows are sent forth. The archer sets the mark upon the path of infinite, and he bends you with his might that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable.
Oh, honey. This may not go up on YouTube because Jane just cried her whole way through that gorgeous poem. It's so good. It's so good.
Isn't that so
Yeah.
good?
It encapsulates exactly what we're here to do as parents.
Yeah.
We don't own these children. They don't belong to us. I mean, it's so hard to come to terms with that sometimes.
I love this line. They are the sons and daughters of life longing for itself.
Oh, that is so good.
So good. I told you I loved it.
Yeah, that's really good. That's so
Cry
profound.
my face off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We get to experience it. I mean, all of that love, all of that life. There's so much life in that we just get to experience.
Yeah, and there's so much wisdom in like that poem. Like, get out of it. I mean,
Takes
yes,
a lot of the pressure off too.
you house them, but
Yeah.
your thoughts are not their thoughts, and you don't get to drive their ambitions. And like hands off is kind of like my summary of that beautiful poem.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And so that came through to me this week, and obviously it really touched me because parenting can be a biatch. It can be so hard to walk that line and hold that bow taut and make sure that you're not holding on to the arrow. So enough of
What
that
was that
metaphor.
last line about steadiness?
Yeah, I think I was crying too hard. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves the bow that is stable.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about parenting too. When you're in affinity with yourself, you are doing such a huge service to your kids. So,
Wow.
yeah, when you are feeling stable and good and grounded,
Yeah.
that is what helps your children. And it's
Yeah.
because you're the bow.
You are the bow. And if you are stable, they can fly. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Like that, there's that kind of cheeky thing that people say, like, happy wife, happy life, you know?
Yeah.
The salespeople will say it to the husbands
Yes.
or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
Get her
true.
the
Like,
vacuum.
happy mama, it equals a whole lot better chance for happy children, right?
Yeah.
Like we
It's
do
so
hold a
true.
lot of that. So you're right in that this journey and this seeking and this self inquiry and this whole jam that we're here to talk about is actually very much in service of our kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Rubs off on them. And it rubs off on everybody else too. Everyone that encounters you. If you are in affinity with yourself, if you are holding as much light as you want to hold and are capable of holding, you can't help but rub that off. That's not what I want to say.
Influence?
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one. Enough
Yeah,
parenting.
sure. Sounds good.
Okay, so let's move on to my favorite. I just love Einstein. I love Einstein so
Well, you hang
much.
out with Einstein, so.
I have. So coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous.
Oh my God, I love that. Holy shit,
Isn't
that's
that
so good.
brilliant? Right? That's like all of the synchronicities.
Wow. Sorry, I have to take a second with that. That's so great. God's way of way. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Your 17s. God's
Yeah,
way.
there you
I
go.
mean, in case you need one, here's one. Pop.
And here's another one that we know, and Einstein said this: everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. And
Wait, yeah.
that's all about manifesting.
Wait, and you're saying Einstein said that?
Yeah.
So way back when? So all
Yeah.
this like manifestation shenanigans, like Einstein was like,
It's not like 2
pitching
years
it back
old. It's,
then.
yeah. It's not from The Secret.
It's not from Instagram.
Yeah.
Wow. I've never read that quote. That's really cool. I mean, and it's an
But doesn't
interesting
that
one.
make you want to juice your frequency up? Doesn't that make you want to vibrate higher?
Okay, but let me ask you this. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, yes, but also does it sort of, for me, especially when I'm going through hard stuff, which is why I'm boohooing into the mic today, does it also like, sometimes something like this will make me feel like, well, that's it. I'll never vibe high enough because I'm so whatever. You know what I mean? Like it kind of crashes me the other direction. I don't know if any listeners can relate, but sometimes I'm like, oh, great. Well, too bad because I got no frequency today,
Okay, well then let's move on from that one, and
Well,
we'll give you
wait,
another Einstein quote then.
No. I think it's still worth staying for one more second because
Okay.
I was going to ask you, brilliant one. Because, the mind will do shit like that, right? Like you'll be like, oh, I read this beautiful quote, but now I'm going to relate to it kind of in a grumpy, like angry 12-year-old way or whatever I was doing. So my question to you, Sarah, is like, what are the tools to help you pop back
Well,
out
I
of
think
that?
if you're feeling like if you're having one of those hard days, you just have to feel it and get through it, You can't get stuck in it.
Right.
Because it's gotta move through you. But I think it is pretty easy to get stuck in it.
Yeah. But then you could go look at nature wearing color clothes.
The colors of spirit, Jane. The colors of spirit.
Colors of spirit. Thank you.
Okay, well, here's this. This could help. This could be an answer. This is also Einstein. I think 99 times and find nothing. I stop thinking, swim in silence, and the truth comes to me.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're not going to think
silence.
our way out of those feelings. Logic's not going to fix things. Sometimes you just need to get quiet and allow things to move, allow the wisdom to come in the silence.
Yeah. And I think that silence is something that, to some degree, is scary to people. I mean, I think we distract ourselves pretty hard away from being alone with our own silence and our own, our own presence. So that's a really, really, really good note. And it goes back to meditation and
even just taking time away from our phones and taking time away from this. I've got to get this done. I've got to get. So do you know about human design?
I do a little bit, not exceptionally, but yeah.
There's the generators, there's the manifestors, the projectors. I'm not an expert whatsoever, but I do know that I am a generator, and a generator is work. And I will find myself trying to fill every single minute with productivity. Like, I can get this done now. I can get this done. I do, but it does come at a price too. Because this morning I was trying to get on this call this morning, and my kids are off school, and my sweetest little 8-year-old wanted a hug, and something had just gone wrong with my computer. And I was like, I can't right now. I've got to do this. And I was like, Sarah, what are you doing? Just give the girl a hug. Just turn it off. It's okay. So, I don't know. We're just doing the best we can. Just give ourselves a lot of grace and extra quiet time without needing to get stuff accomplished or done is going to be good.
Yeah. I think phones deserve timeouts. Like, I think they need drawers or boxes that lock or something, because I find it pretty hard to separate from this stupid thing.
Well, also we get little dopamine hits every time we get a response, right?
Totally. And it's sort of like that, I'm important because someone texted me and I have to do this and I have to take care of this and this is important and this is important and I'm important. Da, 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 da. So that because that's what often I have a meditation app that I use just to time my meditation. It's not important. It's not even important at all. It's it's a really great little app. It has a bunch of guided stuff, but I generally just sit in the silence. But meanwhile, the stupid phone is next to me. And if it starts lighting up, then it has something to say. And I have most of my notifications off with the exception of text. I don't know. It's just worth saying they deserve closets and drawers and under the bed, or they need to be hidden away if silence is ever going to be achieved.
Yeah. It is very helpful though. I mean, for my nervous system too, it helps my little nervous system when I'm feeling frayed and frazzled to just set it aside.
Yeah. And the guides will often go on about that. Technology being something that you really need to take breaks from, because there is a little bit of warble action that happens to our energy field, and you need to calibrate away from tech.
Oh, those guides are wise.
Yeah. Do you ever hear downloads like that?
I feel like I should just know it though,
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean you know it. Or I didn't.
Or pay attention to it.
Right. Because I'm this computer is how I find Sarah or do all my work or whatever.
Right.
But they're
Right. And if you work from home, it's exceptionally hard because when you're home, you're always working.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the cool thing about being in the office is then you're having a meeting and then you're having a coffee and then you're away from your stupid computer. So yeah. So yeah, that's just a loving note to all of us is stay away from your stupid computer.
Unless you're looking up quotes.
Which you apparently spend a lot of time doing. And here comes another one.
Okay, so this is from our favorite, Eckhart Tolle. And I'm going to segue this into another quote but this one first. I am not my thoughts, emotions, sense perceptions, and experiences. I am not the content of my life. I am life. I am the space in which all things happen. I am consciousness. I am the now. I am. And
Whoa.
that's a quote that relates to one from God in Exodus who said, I am that I am.
Which was what Popeye said. Yeah, I am what I am.
Oh,
Sorry. I'm always going to bring something random. Oh, that's beautiful.
that brings us back to what we were talking about earlier, in that all of these perceptions that we come in here with, these little narrow perceptions or stories of who we are, what Eckhart was talking about, thoughts, emotions, experiences. I am not those.
Yeah.
So when you have that awakening that I am so much bigger than that, it is becoming the one with the one with consciousness, one with all that is.
And I mean, this is so helpful. And I think it's a lot like what we were talking about with traffic, like, and that if we can stop identifying with this little self, and it's sort of like what I'm getting from what you're saying. It's like the chance to really pull out and pull back and be the consciousness, as opposed to the individual human having their little dramas and riding through town. It's more like, wait, what are you actually?
Yeah. And that's how, I don't know if it's like this for you when you give readings to people, but I blend into that one. I let go of my own ego. I blend into that one. And it's when then someone's dear loved one comes through, it's like they're pressing their imprint, their energetic imprint in through the one, that oneness of consciousness. Their little energetic imprint will come forward.
Wow.
But they're a part of that consciousness, that the oneness of being, the M that I am.
That is crazy. That is so awesome. So this explains why you're such a great medium, for one, but I'm just trying to better understand, when you say you blend into the one, is that something you just do with your intention or your breath, or like, how do you do it?
It's that shift. It's that shift into out of my ego and into presence. Does that make sense?
But I'm going to keep bugging you.
I think unless you've experienced that while you're meditating, it's pretty hard to put to words. I don't think you can easily define it. I don't think you can say, this is exactly what you do. You just shift. It's like not in a car. It's like you're just shifting your consciousness into, I'm Sarah. This is my story. This is my little personality. This is my ego. These are the little confines of me, into I'm in that soup of love, that of all that is.
Yeah.
We always get back here. This is where we always get. And
back to
all
Sarah?
of our little episodes. Non-Sarah.
Oh, I see.
Un-Sarah.
So I was just like, were you worried you weren't going to make it back to Sarah? I thought you were saying like, you'll always get back to Sarah. But you're saying that's where we're going at the end of this ride. We're going to the everything, to the full consciousness. Like, am I understanding you right, that you're saying you blend with like the everything,
yeah, you shift back and forth. So that's the whole point of meditation too. Like, right. When you're meditating and you're there with no thoughts.
Yeah.
Which isn't easy to accomplish, but you can feel it when those little moments when you get there.
Yeah.
Where you're like, and it's that feeling of elation, that feeling of peace. That's the shift that I need to make when I'm connecting with spirit, when I'm connecting in mediumship.
I think you just dropped the answer to the whole game right there. You just like dropped it. I mean it. Like I have to, and I know I'm going to cut out all these pauses because I'm like sitting here letting it like reverberate through me. Like, whoa. I know that I do a shift when I'm in mediumship. I do feel like I kind of feel like it's like a lift or a turn or something, but to have it described so clearly, like you just did, and to also have the like embodied feeling that you just pushed across of like how you do it, which you did, whether you meant to or not. There was like a little like, anyway, that was awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
Well, you do it too. That's,
Well,
I mean,
guess
I
so.
think defining it's really difficult.
Yeah.
It's not tangible, but that's the feeling that I get. There's definite shift.
Well, that's what I'm appreciating, is that you were able to articulate it enough for at least this little Jane brain to get. So
don't sell yourself short, Jane.
don't forget, I'm 12 years old and angry today. So, so you're pulling me right out of it. I don't know why 12.
Here's a good quote. This is from my new favorite person that we're going to have on in a couple weeks, Cheryl Page. This is from her book, Mystic Richness. And she is in this quote, just listen to it. It is one of the commonest of our mistakes to consider that limit of our power of perception is also the limit of all there is to perceive. This is from a 19th century mystic, C.W. Leadbeater.
Wow.
So that just is also what I like to think about too, is my perception. We've been talking about our perceptions and how limited they are.
Yeah.
If you believe that everything that is true, everything that is right, everything that is proven can only fit within my perception, I think that's crazy. That's very limited. My perception is very limited. I like to know that there's so much more that is beyond what I can perceive.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a lot of what we've done here today, is kind of keep shifting back and forth with these quotes, taking us to like how we perceive who we are, our little self, up to the like the higher self, the bigger self, however you language it. But that process, that inquiry, the examine life, means that we do have that perspective that this isn't it. We aren't the everything. Our ego isn't the, this political moment isn't the everything. Like everything is so much bigger and grander and more expansive than we even can begin to understand. And that's what I love about the night sky. And one of the most beneficial things about where I live is that it is sitting on top of us here. Like you can see the Milky Way at night because there's so little light pollution. And there is the answer for how to like flip, is like the infinite is just look up. It's crazy. So
that is another movie that is crazy. Don't Look Up.
That is actually a really good movie. Or Up is another really good movie.
That is another good movie.
I've been thinking about WALL-E this week because of the amazing scene where WALL-E and Eva are dancing with the fire extinguisher. Do you remember that?
I saw that such a long time ago, but that was such a good movie.
It's one of the best scenes in all of cinema, in my opinion, where the little robots are using the fire extinguisher to push themselves. And it's like this elaborate choreography dance. And they have this beautiful piece of music. And I just think it's like the coolest. And I kind of feel like that's what we're doing, right? Like we're just kind of using these little, we like have a way to project ourselves in time and space. And that is our little meat suit. These little bodies are our little astronaut suits. And we're cruising around in time and space just trying to figure it out. Just constantly trying to figure it out.
I know.
But I feel like you have one more?
No, I've got more and more. But so I think I'm looking for a takeaway from this.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking for, and I just had it, which was that there is no takeaway.
That's often your takeaway. I love it.
Yeah, that we don't know. We're trying to figure it out. And I think in the trying to figure it out, being okay with not getting there, not figuring it out,
Yeah.
is where the comfort comes in, which to me is the definition of curiosity.
Boom. I think you did
Right?
it.
I think I did
Yep.
it.
You did it.
But I
You
do
brought it
have a
right back.
quote here about curiosity. I love Einstein. He said, "I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious."
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious.
Yep.
You're curious.
Yes.
Our listeners are curious. And we don't need to know everything.
But it's so fun to try. We just keep trying.
Is that the purpose of life? Just trying to figure it out and knowing that we can't? I mean, I think that leads us to all the beauty in creation, of co-creation. He also says all religions, arts, and sciences are branches of the same tree. So that is a beautiful statement to me, of course, because it uses tree as a metaphor.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it sort of brings us back to like, we're not fighting each other. We're all on the same, we're all in the same organism. Like, quit trying to pretend like this is a totally different battlefield. These are two different forces. Like, it's not. We're all in the same beautiful little
art,
boat.
Science, and religion. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Sarah, for bringing all these amazing quotes today and for inviting such a beautiful conversation
about 42, the answer to the universe. Is that what it is?
It is the answer to the universe. And now you're going to see it in the movies. And it's always like the number on the spaceship or Easter eggs.
How did I not know this? I did not know this.
I'm just so glad you know it now, friend.
Okay. All right. So maybe my life is now solved.
Everyone wants to know the answer to the universe, and luckily we do. And it's the number of this episode. So hooray for that. Well, with that, Miss Sarah, I think we can close and say thank you to our dear listeners. And probably we're going to have an episode that's about 42 minutes. Would be the right thing to do.
Perfect. That would be brilliant. All right. Love you. Love you all.
Love everyone else. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Medium Curious is made possible
by Jane Morgan Editing.
Sarah Rathke made the amazing music.
And you can help Medium Curious by downloading the episodes
and following our socials. And the dogs under the desk in Hawaii are Kalea and Domino.
And Trixie in California.